Okay. Can you hear me? Somebody can hear me? Okay. Awesome. All right, guys. It's 12 o'clock. We're going to get started. Team meeting. Kim's not here. I'm filling in again. Sorry. Okay. What's up? So we are going to welcome some new associates. So make sure to unmute and clap and clink your wine glasses if you're at home. Scott's going to be going over market stats and the lore report. Have some exciting news with that. Upcoming training. We're going to do our coming soon and our buyer needs. So start thinking about that. Compliance update from Cindy. And then we also have a guest speaker, Jackie Jaski. So we are going to welcome a transfer from RE/MAX, Jenny Whiterick. That's a hard one for me, but welcome, Jenny. Woo! We're super excited to have you here. And we're also excited to welcome over Dan Schmidt, who's transferring over from the North Shore office. So welcome, Dan. Yay! Unmute, clap, whistle, something. Thank you. Thank you.
Whoa.
Woo, woo. Okay. So market update, some upcoming trainings. We're going to talk about Mega Camp, exciting, and then our coming soon, buyer needs. All right, how's the market? So look at that, last week, 606 new listings, that's exciting. 563 accepted offers and 548 sold. So this is a good graph. Still remember, go ahead, put your logo on it, put it on your Facebook page, print it off, take it to your listing appointments. We still have a great market. It's definitely, 606 new listings in one week. That's great. All right, the lore report.
All right, Tina, you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Let's do it, Scott.
Tina did not want to explain this, so.
No, I'm not smart enough for this. I just am not.
It's okay. So numbers tell a story, and we put together this slide and looking to explain it to you so you can have a conversation when you're out at Sendix or you're on a listing appointment. Anywhere you go, you have some things to say. You have something in your back pocket. And the lore is called the lore because it's the language of real estate. It's the language that realtors can talk to sound intelligent and when they're talking through the market. And Allison, if you just want to I don't know how we do this. I just yeah, perfect. So if you focus on the top 4 numbers, you got current production, and there's 2 terms. There's a windshield number and there's a real view numbers. And so the windshield numbers is things that are going forward, and the first 4 of them are basically review. So they're in the past. How many units did we close? What was that volume? How many listings did we close? And what was that listing volume? And if you look at what that current production was in May, because we've tracked this comparing from April, May, and June from this year to last year, so we don't have March. But if you look at what May is in the current production, -28. This is all of MLS. So every company, every realtor, all 7,000 of us, this is what the Metro Milwaukee market has done. In May of this year, there was 28% less closed units, and there was 28% less closed listings, right? But if you look at the bottom 4 numbers from April, you can see that the listings taken in April was down 38%, which led to a 28% list closed sold in May. And so whatever's happening in that month for the future production numbers, the bottom 4, is going to show up in the next future months, if that makes sense. And so now you look at what June did. It was down 16% in closed units and down 16% in closed listings. And in May, the future production, the listings taken was down 22%, and the contracts written was down 9%. And so anytime you see those bottom four as being down, you can see the future, what the future is going to look like. It gives you a really good prediction of what that is, because we look at these numbers from a market center too. Anytime we have a huge month where we wrote a whole bunch of listings or we wrote a whole bunch of offers and that's up big time, we know the next 2 months are going to be awesome because it's a predictor. And so now you see in June of this year, those numbers are going down. You've got 28%, negative 28% in May, negative 16% in June. And so if I were to predict what July is going to look like, it's going to continue. If those trends are continuing, then July, August, they're going to continue to more normalize. And the year-to-date standpoint of all of Metro Milwaukee, closed units is only down 8% from this year to last year for the whole entire half of the year, which is actually pretty cool considering we've been in a pretty big pandemic, if you didn't know, or if you've been living under a rock. If you have been living under a rock, that's probably good because you've been isolated and distanced. And so use these numbers. Now more than ever, it's really important to know these and to be a student of that industry. So does anybody have questions around how they might be able to use this slide, or how they might be able to talk about this slide, or just a little nugget here or there of what's happening?
Scott, do you want to role play somebody asking you how the market is? And maybe just like how that conversation would look?
Yeah, so ask me how the market is.
Oh, Scott, how's the real estate market right now?
You're getting me on the fly here, but ask me again. Sorry, that was my stall tactic.
How's the real estate market right now, Scott?
That's a really great question, and more than ever, obviously, I've just been really studying this because there's so much uncertainty, and I want to just continue to be that advisor or that person that really knows this at a high level. One thing that's interesting is that last week there was 606 listings taken in our 5-county area, and 586 with 586 accepted offers, which means there's never been a time since I've been in real estate in the last 10 years that we've had a more competitive market for sellers. And we're seeing multiple offers. We're seeing things, homes are being sold for over asking, and because it's all about the lack of inventory. And so I'm just looking through like what's every single month I track how many listings sold this year compared to how many listings sold last year. And, it's right now for the year, it's down 8%. And I'm just going to continue to track that because that one number is going to dictate if it's a seller's market or a buyer's market. Because if there's just not a lot of inventory, it's always going to be pro to the seller.
Wow, that was an extremely extensive answer. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So just, you go by and you can ask questions too, like, well, what type of the market are you interested in? Are you interested in the seller market, the buyer market, or in the investor market? Because they might be just curious, but they might actually be asking for themselves for a specific scenario. So this one here is our office compared to compared to the MLS. And so you can see those same 8 numbers where like the MLS is down 7.9 in closed units and we're up 6.8. You can see some big trends where this one graphic is like, hey, this is the company that I choose to align myself with, because even during this time when the whole MLS is down, we are continuing to innovate and grow and be proactive. And so the listings are the name of the game. And so you just look at these numbers, listing units sold up 13.4 through the whole half of the year compared to down 7.9. And you just want to align ourselves with the people that are doing, that are pivoting, that are innovative, and that are more importantly willing to share what they're doing with everyone, so then we can all be successful. So this one slide would be very, very important to just throw in that listing appointment, have that little 2-minute conversation, answer any questions, and continue to move forward.
And just a reminder, I will be sending this out in the team meeting recap, so everyone will have this image that you can use to post or put it in your presentation.
Nice. Oh, a couple more slides or visuals is just, you can just click through these, but you can see, how our 3 offices compare to what's going on in the whole, these are the top offices in our MLS. So this one is about volume. We're up 29, 28, 75%. And then the next one is, I believe, on units. And so you just throw this visual out, you can see what's happening with the other, the middle pack between Southwest and Lake Country of, the downticks and everything that's going on. The MLS trend overall is offices are down 0.5% in units, and KWs are up 21, 24, and 41. So cool slide here, and I think there's one more. This is just our area of focus. So if you're looking at defining market share for your real estate business, what zip codes are you really, really focused in? Well, our office focused in on zip codes. Not super important where it is, but you just take a look at New Berlin and the surrounding zip codes. We're up 21% over the year in our units. And you can see in the red here in that little square, I'm pointing to it like you guys can see, but you can see in the square where people are down, or the other offices. There's actually only one other office that's been up this year in our area. So, just use these to your advantage. Let the numbers tell the story. That's all I got.
Awesome. Thanks for that, Scott. So those are great graphs. If you guys need further explanation, I'm sure Scott would be able to help you with that, or how, again, maybe we could script role play these in the 9 a.m. That would be a good addition to it as well. Perfect. Okay, training and events. So group coaching, right after the team meeting today, we've got group coaching. So you'll log off of this one, log on to the next one. It's going to be the Shipleys going over their buyer consult presentation. If you are in the PC program, this is your PC productivity coaching piece right here. You should be on. We can't stress this enough. This is focusing on buyer consults. The Shipleys are amazing. They work awesome with their buyers. They've got great tips to share. So if you're in the PC program, we are hoping that you're going to be joining us from 1 to 2 for this buyer consult presentation. So log off this Zoom and log on to the other one. And just our calendar events. We have our Market Center Daily Huddles. Tomorrow we've got Scott's Budget Model Mastermind. You don't have to have had to attend the other ones to come now, plug in. I know there's some agents who have plugged in from the beginning and they've really dived into their business and their numbers. Make sure to attend that. We've got the Keep the Faith with Chris Ruskowitz and Abby on Thursday. That's a great motivational piece. I know they'd love for you to attend. Then we've got group coaching on Tuesday, the 28th, CMAs, Pricing Homes Right by Cindy. Again, if you are in the PC program, we want you to attend this, but if you're not in the PC program, you should still attend this. I mean, who better to learn from than our own Cindy on how to price homes right? And then we've got our organizational mastermind next Wednesday with Scott on the 29th. So lots of great places to plug into. And it's Mega Camp. Okay, digital experience this year. It's going to be a little different. I think we're still trying to figure out what it's going to look like, but registration is open. It's $109. If cost was a factor in the past, this year it's a lot It's a little easier on the wallet. So go ahead, register. We'll have more details to follow. And just a reminder, we have our mask protocol in the office. So if you are in the common areas, we want to make sure that you are practicing social distancing and that you are wearing masks. It includes if you're at the copier, in the lunchroom, except for when you're eating. When you're in the training rooms, if you cannot practice social distancing, we want, the recommendation is that everyone is to wear a mask as well. If you are in private offices that are rented, nice, that's great. Scott, thanks for that. You know, it's a rented space. We recommend that you again follow the COVID procedure guidelines. You know, this isn't going away anytime soon, but the more that we can contain it and practice good COVID procedures, hopefully we can help mitigate it in one way or another. We're not going to be requiring the front desk to wear a mask all day. We're just asking them to do their best to put their mask on when they're moving in and out of the office in the common areas. And again, there was an email that went out going through all of this. At the end of it, there was a recommendation from WRA or GMAR just talking about when you're showing homes. Basically, at this point, we should all be wearing masks just in order to make sure that we're doing our best to keep the numbers down so that we don't have to go back under quarantine again and we can keep others safe. So keep that in mind. Coming soon. So this is where we open it up. If you guys have any listings coming soon, feel free, unmute yourself. Charisse?
We have a 4-bed, 2.5 bath, 2.5 car garage, Cape Cod, 2,800 square feet with a finished basement and a hot tub on North 95th Street in Milwaukee coming up.
Awesome. What's the price on that?
$329,900.
Okay. All right. Anyone else?
I have a
I've got
listing.
one.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, you go ahead, Alex.
Okay, just a listing on North 78th Street in Cooper Park, coming live Saturday. List starting at 168. Cape Cod.
Alex, does it have hardwood floors or a fireplace or any old world charm?
No, it's got hardwood underneath the carpeting. They redid the kitchen and the bathroom upstairs, but not really old world charm.
Okay. I have a list.
Allison?
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Whoever's next, somebody just chime in.
We get to count the opes.
Okay, I guess I'll go. I have a buyer need specific to Menominee Falls. They're open to a fixer-upper and up to 210. So if anybody has any pocket listings or knows of anyone of a property that could use some work, that would be awesome.
Hi, I have a buyer need for Oconomowoc School District, 3-bedroom, 2-bath plus up to 400. So anybody got anything? That would be awesome.
Yeah, I have a,
listing. It's might be excluded for a while. In Ridgefield, Colgate area, executive home, 5,000 square feet, probably around $799. I think built in 2005. If anybody has any buyers for that.
So Scott, laugh.
Excellent.
I have a listing.
I have a listing coming up in West Dallas, 3-bed, 1-bath, fully fenced yard, hardwood floors, kitchen has been updated, super charming bungalow on a dead-end street. Looking at 179.9, goes live Thursday with showing starting Friday.
Awesome.
I also have a buyer need, Oak Creek School District. Ideally 2 floors. They do not want a great room open concept, and they want a private lot up to 425.
Okay. Anyone else?
Lisa.
Me. I've got a little home in Milwaukee, kind of near the airport. It's a ranch, just under 1,000 square feet. It's got 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. It's really cute. It's decorated, painted to today's standards. Nice deep backyard, 2-car garage, only 150. So it's a great starting price point for a first-time buyer.
Lisa, I'll message you. I have a buyer.
Perfect.
Therese?
I have 2 buyers looking in a pretty specific area though, kind of right on the border of Muskego, Vernon, Big Bend, New Berlin, all in that general area. One's 300, one's 350. If anybody has or knows of anything coming up, they are ready to go.
Excellent.
Noise.
Hi guys, we have 2 new listings coming up, or one just came out and one this week. We have almost like 4,600 square feet, 2,500 above ground, 4-bedroom, 3-bath condo in Milwaukee. Completely updated, really beautiful. And then a newer construction, 2016, 3 beds above ground, 2 full bath above ground office, listed at $975 in Brookfield. Really cool wine cellar in that one, just putting it out there.
Stocked or empty?
Well, you'll have to come find out, Scott.
Everything's negotiable.
That's right.
Okay. We listed one yesterday, 3 1.5 tri-level in Greendale for $239,900. Very mid-century modern, on Sugarbush in Greendale. And then we are listing one tomorrow in Greenfield on Bridge Street, and it's going to be a 3 1.5 fenced-in yard, $239,900. Needs a ton of basement work, which the seller is doing. So just keep that in mind.
Tina, what was the mid-century price?
$259,900.
Would you take $199?
I mean, I could try. I mean, probably not. All right. Anyone else? Awesome. Do you guys find this helpful, hopefully? Okay.
Yep.
Excellent. Excellent. All right, moving on. Oh, wait, I can't see the screen now. Oh, compliance broker, Cindy. She's going to talk about some fair housing. All right, Cindy, you're up.
Thanks, Tina. Okay, so I don't want to beat this to death, but we need to talk about fair housing. There's been some, I don't know if everybody knows this, but and not just now, but over the years, there's been testing done, meaning that there's a nonprofit organization that sends out testers in the real estate market, and they'll call listing agents or they'll call buyer agents, and they'll try to get you to say something wrong or illegal. And that's been going on forever. I mean, ever since I've been in real estate, I don't think I've ever been called, but you can kind of tell. So, but just in recent passing, in the last couple of weeks, there has been some, and I don't want to go into too much detail, but people are calling and trying to trip up agents, we think. So we just want you to be aware and have it in your back of your head that treat everybody fairly, all right? If you get a message, a phone message or a voicemail, return the calls
So just to make sure that you're being fair to everybody, you want to return everyone's calls. Don't just delete messages if you don't think the person's right for the house or anything. Please don't do that. But I just grabbed this off of the WRA website. And again, you guys, WRA is really kicking into gear on a lot of this stuff. They have a great website and I always refer back to it. So you guys, you all have accounts. You can all go on WRA for all this information, but I sent the link down here to get this information. This is something they put together about advertising and what you can do and what not to do. Some of it's really obvious. Others, I mean, there's some stuff when I read through this that I didn't realize that, you know, I might have done in the past or not done. So really, really good idea to read through this. If you go to the next page, Allison, this is more information about it, what you can do, you know, testing. And this is also, fair housing goes into with your social media also, and your advertising, your description in MLS. When you're describing your house, you have to pay attention to your descriptions. If you are not sure, always call me or always go on WRA and look it up if you want to describe a house or something, and we'll figure it out together. If you can go to the next slide. There's also a couple of things, other traps to avoid. There's local code words. I mean, they're pretty specific on this. So they, I think it's a really good thing that you want to read up on. So I gave you the link to get there, and you'll get this when Allison sends it out on after the meeting. HUD also has a good, if you go to the next page, HUD also has a link to fair housing. And what I was finding out, doing some searching on this stuff, there is a nonprofit called, this is Milwaukee Fair Housing Council. This is the organization. It's been around for a long time. Two things. If you think you've been, or a buyer or your seller has been discriminated against, this is a great place to call because they help in that regards. On the other end of it, these are the people that are doing the testing on us. So they have been known to call agents and try to trick you. And they don't tell you that they're testing you. They'll just hang up and then they'll submit a claim or I'm not exactly sure. I've never again gotten the test, but and I haven't got any calls from any of the agents, so I think we're in good shape. But just keep this in the back of your minds that this is going on. And then this is the link for the fair housing if you want to read about it. The other place to call if you feel like your client's been discriminated against is GMAR. They definitely, Scott Bush is the one to talk to. He takes all the complaints. So there's at least places that you can go to. Do you guys have any questions or concerns or anything that you've run into? I'd love to hear if you've been running into anything.
I just see a lot in the home descriptions, like perfect for a first-time home buyer, perfect for a family or something. Like that's probably not the best thing to say.
Yeah, and that's hard because that's, you know, you want to tell them it's perfect for a first-time homeowner. Allison, can you go to the next slide? I think I have something. I can't remember the slides I put together. Nope, I don't. Okay, so on this link, there are, there's also the description of, there we go, it's right there. If you go down, keep going. Keep going. I think it's on the, right here. This is avoiding the fair housing advertising discrimination. So if you read this, it talks about, you know, obviously the classes that are the discrimination, but it will help you. And again, if you guys have any questions about your descriptions, feel free to give me a call and we can discuss it.
Hey Cindy, I have a quick question. And
Yeah.
I'm putting you on the spot, so you may not know, but do you have like a couple examples of like a trap question they might call and ask or something like that, or what
Yeah,
that sounds like?
so we do, and this didn't, and so this is a real life situation, actually. It didn't happen in our brokerage firm. It was North Shore. But a listing agent, a guy called and left 2 different messages. And what he did is he used his white voice, or he wanted to sound like a white person, and left a message. And then he called back using another phone number, and we think, and then he disguised his voice as a black person to see if the listing agent would call back. Turned out the listing agent only called one person back, right? Well, this person decided to take it on the Facebook and social media and explain how it was very illegal and all this so forth, and he was just saying his one side of it. So there are people that are going to be doing that. And just so you guys know, it did turn out where the agent, when she got both messages, it sounded like the same person. So that's why she only called one person back. So again, it's all perception, but just keep an eye on that. I mean, if there's any questions, just call everybody back. So that's kind of one of the samples. Couple other samples that not just recently, but throughout the years, they'll call and just ask you, try to trip you up, and then ask you about the neighborhood. One of the biggest ones, right, Scott, is how do you think the neighborhood is? You know, how do you feel like about the neighborhood? And always, you always don't say anything. You just say, well, here you can go and look up this, and you can look up the information on this website, and so forth like that. So that's probably one of the biggest ones is, what do you think of the neighborhood? Did that help, Scott?
Yeah, yep. And then that's where like RPR, Realty Property Resource,
Yep.
comes in handy, or, you know, some of these sites like greatschools.com, you know, that's
Yep.
not you saying it, but you can point them to those sites.
Yeah, exactly. So just kind of keep it on your mind. And then my next slide, I just wanted to mention to you guys, Century Connect has been out for a while. It's been out since we've had Century Lock or Century Key. That's our app. Century Key is the Realtor's app. They're saying it's a new enhanced app, but Century Connect is for the agents that are not members of GMAR, right? Because the only people who have Century Key are GMAR. So if you're selling in Racine, Caledonia, I mean, I had a listing in Caledonia where nobody had the access, so you have to give out a one-day code, or Ozaukee County, anywhere outside of GMAR, we've been giving out one-day codes. Well, not a lot of us like to do one-day codes, right? It's a pain first to always get called and have to give out the code, and we'd have to go and do our own checking to make sure the agent's right. So they do have this Century Connect app, and this is also for contractors, inspectors, appraisers, and so forth. They can actually download this app, and then they will have access to your lockbox, and then you get recorded who goes in and what time. So if you can go to the next slide, I think. There we go. So there's a little information about that. You give them the access through your Century Key app. So if you go on and there you have the lines and you can go in and you go into your lock boxes, under my lock boxes, it'll say grant Century Connect access. And then they'll give them, they'll download it and so forth. So play around with that. That should help alleviate giving out one-day codes. That's, I think, all I have, unless anybody has questions. Awesome.
Hey, Cindy.
Yeah.
One last thing. When they ask me about what the neighborhood's like, I always tell people, why don't you drive through the neighborhood around between 5 and 6 when everybody's at home. And that's the best way for you to ask neighbors, you know, their perception of the neighborhood. So, or something
Yeah.
along the lines of that.
That's great. Anything that gets it off of your back on saying what it is. And you know what, I have to tell you, I mean, it's hard. It's when someone says in general conversation, hey, what do you think of the neighborhood? You know, your first instinct is to say, oh, it's awesome, or, you know, whatever. I mean, even if you're saying nice things about it, that you still can't. So just be careful. Thanks, Kath, for that.
All righty, switching gears to technology because it's Tech Tuesday. Woo! So I don't know how many people actually see my Tech Tuesday post that I do, but I try to give a tip on command every Tuesday, or even just a general technology tip. So today I made one on custom tags. Real quick version of this, and the Tech Tribe can also help. You can create custom tags for your contacts or opportunities. So the opportunities one is actually a newer feature, and it would be very helpful if this was implemented for certain things. So when you're in command, you can go over to settings, and then go over to command settings, contacts, and then custom tags. So some of them are actually already in there, created by command, but you can go ahead and create different tags for your contacts or opportunities. So they have like buyer, seller. I've added KW agent, downline, stuff like that, so that you can go into your contacts and actually categorize them how you want to, so that it makes sense to you. What they added is you can actually do opportunity tags too. So I've created one that's called training, so that if I create an opportunity, I can mark it as training so that Cindy knows it's not a real opportunity to review. So as an agent, one that you can do is referral. So if you have a transaction where you are paying an outside referral, this is a great way for it not to be missed when processing commissions. So I'm just going to create a custom tag. You can choose a different color and then create. And then if I go to, and you can create a bunch of these, so whatever makes sense to you. Another one could be single party listing, whatever might make sense for your opportunity. So if I go into one of mine and I want to tag this as referral, so that the outside referral payment doesn't get missed, you'll go to the details page and click on the little editing pencil. And here you can see your custom tags that you've created. So I only have the 2 under opportunities. So I'm going to go ahead and mark this one as referral. So now when I'm going in here to process commissions, or Cindy's going in to review, this will stand out to us so that we know to look for the referral agreement and the W-9. It's not required, but it's very helpful so that referral payments don't get missed. Again, this is just an example. It's a way for you to organize your database or opportunities to make sure you are practicing your business at a high level. So that's it. All right.
Am I in mute? Am I in mute the whole time? I was just over here chatting away,
Yep.
like having such a good conversation. No, I was just saying that if we could, you know, really try to, I know she says that it's not required, but I know that it will help Abby significantly when it comes to processing commissions. So if we can just get used to using those tags, then it will definitely help her, help any confusion, and, you know, help make sure nothing gets missed. So, okay, Michelle, you're up.
Hi, I just wanted to tell everybody, just to remind you that we do have the meet and greet, new agent welcome, actually new associate. So it's all admins and all agents that have been hired from January through the end of June, coming up on July 30th. So it's coming quick. We don't have many people that have RSVP'd. So I'm hoping that Allison will be able to send out a reminder. Simply click yes or no on the invite and we'll know if you're coming or not. The biggest reason why we want to know this is usually in the past, we've done crock pots and all kinds of stuff like that. And when we run out, we run out. But this is actually a catered event. So we don't want to buy more food than what we need to buy. Bill Miller is going to sponsor the lunch portion of this event. So again, we don't want to spend more money of bills than we have to. So please, please, please RSVP, or you'll be getting a call from me asking you personally if you're coming. So this is going to be fun. It's going to be short and sweet, just for an hour. Come get your lunch, have dessert. And I had mentioned at the last meeting, if you're not comfortable coming to this, feel free to simply just let me know, and you can drive up at noon and we'll give you a curbside lunch that you can take home and enjoy in a comfortable environment that you want. Also, for the agents that cannot come, say your ALC or the agents within our market center, people that just aren't comfortable coming or can't make it for various reasons, if you can drive by between 12 and 1, just kind of honk and welcome our new people, that would be awesome. And that's about all I have. So I think with our market center going into a more masked environment, that is probably highly recommended. Even though we'll be outside and obviously we can't have masks on when we eat, but just want to let you know we're going to be as safe as possible about this, providing as many safety measures as we can to make this event still fun and COVID friendly. And that's all I got. Thank you.
I'll just add, after the team meeting ends, I'll resend out the calendar invite. If you've already RSVP'd, you can ignore it. But just in case you missed my original Google Calendar invite, please click yes or no, whether you're going to attend or not, so we can order food accurately. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Scott is up. Hey, Scott, you have about 10 minutes. And you're muted as well.
Oh, taking after Kim right out the bat. I love it.
Right. I learned from the best. You have 10 minutes because we do have a guest speaker. So.
Cool. So I have, I just want to remind everyone about this client event that we're doing as an office. And I know last week it was pretty rushed and wanting to get through it all and explain what that looks like. But if you could you click the next slide, Allison? So we sent out an email from Katie Goldstein, and it lays out all of the details of what this client event would look like. And the purpose of that was we were planning this for our team anyways. And so why don't we just give the system, give the scripts, give the plan, and if anybody wants to plug into it and wants to take advantage of it, which I already know about at least 6 to 10 of you have, which is awesome. We're systemizing this as an office event and just making it a 36 touch or a piece for your 36 touch. And so if you click to the next screen again, this is the phone script that you can talk. If you want to practice it, come on at 9 and practice it at 9:15 with the person that's in your Zoom room. And then just keep kind of clicking. And so if you want to leave a voicemail, look at that. We do have the sample cards that you can put your logo on, and then the sample email. We're sending out our email today. The email template is all there. But the cool piece is, I think it's the next slide. Well, here's the Google form that they will fill out. All they have to do is type in their name and their phone number and their email, and they're just saying yes or no. Obviously, if they fill it out, they're probably going to be a yes. I don't imagine there'll be too many people that would fill it out and say no unless they're super high C, like Lisa maybe would do that, and some others, but not too many. So then the next slide here is an example of what we call a smart plan at KW. And all that means is like, okay, what should I do when? And let's just say you're going to invite 100 people. This is an example of how you can make it most effective to get most of those people to show up. And so on the left side, it's everything you would do to invite them. And on the right side of this is everything, once they say yes, everything that you can do to confirm. Because once we get confirmations from people, we'll tell them, we've found that you cannot over communicate details. And so we want to be as specific as possible. We know the exact gate number they would go in. We know the route they would drive. We know how they would pick up. They'll get a voucher from us, and then they can take that voucher and they can pick up a 3-pack of fresh cream puffs from them. And so this is a way to like have fun, be a little innovative, be memorable for years to come. In 2038, they'll be like, remember 2020 when the state fair wasn't there and you brought the state fair to us? That was super cool. And they'll send you like 18 referrals by that time, all for $12. And so we want to give you a reason to call them, and this is perfect. So from this event, you're going to have the event that could be a touch, the call that would be a touch, an email that would be a touch, and a postcard. And if you did those 4 touches with 3 events, you know, you're well on your way to systemizing a preferred marketing plan to your people. This is what the pickup will look like. We will have the option of having your own table there, your own giveaways if you want to stay there. It is 12 to 6 on the 13th. All these details are in our playbook. If you don't want to sit there all day, we will be able to have someone from the office that can, you know, get their name, give them the voucher, talk you up, and then they go. And so there is power in an event in being there, because what you're basically doing is you're talking to them before they're thinking of moving. And what they'll say is, we're thinking of moving in the spring, or they're thinking of doing something, and you're getting them at that moment where you can now be in control of that, instead of getting a call like, oh, guess what? I went to an open house and I bought a house and I need you to sell mine. Or I met with a builder and now I need you to sell my house. Or worse yet, I met with a builder and they'll give me a cheaper commission. So sorry, you know, like, this is meant to be proactive and to keep those relationships strong. And I'm just a big proponent of doing a 36 touch, which is just touching your database 36 times a year. And if you just use these 3 events, we're going to do 3 events as an office. That would be 12 touches a year. And then you would have a neighborhood nurture email, which is 12. And then something as simple as a postcard, like from your friends. That's 36 touches. So if you don't want to sit down and plan, or you have creativity block, or you're overwhelmed, we want to make this as simple as possible for you. So just like jump on in, the water's nice. Together we can all grow and achieve more, and just have a ton of fun with it. I'm sure we will learn a lot through the process and just continue to get better for the next one and the next one. And at some point, you guys would be like, wow, that wasn't so bad. That seemed pretty easy. And you'll be able to do this on your own and like spread your wings. And so we want to make business easier for you, to systemize it, and to make that happen. So are there any questions on this event or what we're looking at doing? Nice. If there are, you can ask Katie. Katie Goldstein. Got a little laugh out of her. Okay. What do we do to sign up? So we sent out an email, and we can recap this because it's a couple weeks away. But in that email, there's a Google form link. And in the Google, if you click that link, then you would register. And the cool thing about Google Forms is that there's 160 people in this office. Let's say 50 people do this. And all of the registrants will be on one Google sheet, in Excel, basically an Excel spreadsheet. And we'll have the ability to sort it by agent name. And so let's say, Sue, you had like 15 people that signed up. We would know those 15 people would be able to tell you. and then Zach Shipley and Dawn had 40 or whatever. So we'll be able to organize that and let you know who does sign up and who they are and their phone number, and we'll take care of the logistics and the operations behind it. And Abby's already formatted it. Formatted spreadsheets are one of my favorite things on earth.
So,
all right,
Scott,
and then I have, go ahead, Tina.
I just have one question, and maybe you don't even know. When they fill out the Google RSVP, then we actually don't know. It just goes to Katie?
It'll go to Katie and Abby, and we will keep everybody in the loop on that, and we can probably figure out a view-only access of that, something to keep everybody in the loop.
Tina, Katie made a form that's view only, so the list is there. So I can see right now that we have 9 people signed up. So it's
nice.
view only. It's in that drive folder she made.
We started our smart plan yesterday and started calling around it yesterday. So yeah, we're already up to 9. So it's catch up time for everybody else.
Oh, we started yesterday too. I just don't know where to look at my people.
Cool, that's awesome. I didn't even know that. Good job. It is a July 31st cutoff, and so when they do RSVP, you as an agent are going to pay $12 for everyone that RSVPs, whether or not they pick it up or not. And so that's just a risk you take. That's why it's good to have a smart plan where you're either texting them or calling them or doing some other additional piece to make sure that you're doing that.
Okay.
And then I just have one quick thing around another opportunity to get more business, or maybe a need that might help you guys out to sell a house or to make a phone call. Is there's a big company right now, it's called SFR3, and they're wanting to buy hundreds and hundreds of properties in the Milwaukee area. They're specifically targeting Milwaukee because it's a big city, but it's not too big. And so he called me to go through what the requirements are. It's an investor. They will pay cash. They will talk. They will, here's their requirements of what they're looking for, and basically 30 minutes of Milwaukee. So it's a big area. They just got approved to buy hundreds of homes. And really, if you have if you have a seller that it's probably going to sell to an investor, this would be a really, really good thing to look into because it's cash, it's quick. There is no emotion involved. It's strictly business. But I just figured this could be a great need for someone. And we will send this in a separate email so you have this specifically. And then there is a website, sfr3.com, that talks through the company. But they own over 3,000 houses across the country, and they have this down to a science, and they have specifically targeted Milwaukee. And so I wanted to bring this to you guys because it could be a help for some of your clients or for you. That's all I got.
Excellent. Thank you, Scott. And now
before you jump in, can I just say something really quick?
Yeah.
I just wanted to thank everybody so much for the beautiful flowers that you guys sent me for my broken foot. It really brightened up a really time that's going to be really struggle for me. So thank you so much.
Oh, you are welcome. You are so welcome. Okay, Jackie Jaskey from Marcus Promotions.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me. I wanted to share some information with you all since you are the great advocates of getting your name out. And you have great ways of doing it, creative ways, and we want to help you do that. Marcus Promotions has been in business for 30 years. It started with the Footlights Performing Arts magazine that we publish. We also publish the Summerfest brochure, which none of those do us much good this year. But we are taking full advantage of the printing equipment that we own, and we run out of Waukesha, our Waukesha office. We do have offices in Madison and Chicago as well, but our printing is done right here in Waukesha. So I wanted to share with you that Keller Williams will be getting masks by the end of this week with the Keller Williams red logo on that. So those will be a really nice addition for your showings. We also have some items that might help some of the events that you discussed. And we do have hand sanitizers. It says, share your message, not your germs. So, and they can say anything you like. So we'll create your labels for you. We do have in-house designers as well. So if there's a product you need and you're not sure how you want it created, we have that available in-house as well. And it's a really great price for graphic design. And we also have other products, journals, your swag, if you want t-shirts made, or shopping bags, letter openers, little keychains. We have keychains shaped like houses. We have keychains with lights on them, bottle openers, pens, all that swag that you can help get your name out by using. We also have some great printed materials. So I'm sure you probably have your state fair card logged all taken care of already, but if you don't, we're happy to help, and we can meet deadlines pretty fast since we have the equipment right in Waukesha. But we do have another real estate company that uses us to create a program for each house that they have. So we do design this as well as print it. So this might be something that would be an added feature if you have one of those beautiful lake houses or a high-end house that I overheard someone one time call a place that had a lot of garages, called it Garage Mahal. And so one of those fantastic properties that you might have, you might want something more specific to the property. So if you are interested in labels, postcards, any kind of books, even your AR reports, we can do. So if there's anything that I can do to help your business along, please feel free to reach out to me. Allison has my information. However, I can give it to you. My phone number is 262-622-5324. And my email is jjaske, so it's JJASKE @footlights.com. That's Footlights with an S. And we do have a website if you're looking for promotional items. It's marcuspromotions.espwebsite.com. So if there's anything in particular you're looking for or something we can help you find, we'd love to help you get your name out. So I really appreciate your time. Does anybody have any questions?
It looks like we have 2 questions. Somebody's asking, what's the turnaround time for your postcards?
For postcards, we can get those printed in a couple days. As long as, if you have all the design, we can probably have them next day for you. It kind of depends on how many you want. It also depends on if the artwork is finished or not.
And that actually brings us to the next question, was if we have the artwork to supply, what format does it need to be in?
It depends on the product that it's going on. JPEG is pretty good for most things. Every once in a while, I see another one that's a little bit different but we would let you know that right away if it's something other than a JPEG that you need for one of the products. Okay. So if this helps for any of your events, I believe Allison has a flyer on this, but I will send out another one to her just so she can send it to all of you. We have manufactured our own sanitizing stands so that if you have an open house or you have a lot of showings or one of your events or right in your office, we have sanitizing stations. It is not the touchless because those dispensers are very expensive and you have to change the batteries all the time. But it's a one push system. You can get your logo on that as well. And the stands are 28 pounds and 24 pounds. We have a child size version So they are available in white and metal silver, and then also an industrial look. So it's like a galvanized metal. And we have the white available immediately. We have the galvanized and the silver are about 2 weeks out. Along with the dispensers and the soap, the sanitizer.
Excellent. Okay, so Allison will put all the information to reach out to Jackie in the team meeting recap, so make sure to look at that, along with all the other slides and everything from today's meeting. So
yeah, really quick, I just wanted to say, I was in contact with Jackie last week. We ordered masks that we are going to have here at the office available for purchase for people if they want one. It was super easy. Literally all I had to do was tell her what I wanted. She gave me the options and asked which ones we wanted and got them ordered. And if we're going to get them by the end of the week, then it was less than a week turnaround time for those. So I think those are an awesome idea if you're looking for closing gifts, client gifts. If you need them to go on showings, you could put your own team logo on those, or, you know, the hand sanitizer. All this stuff is such a cool idea right now. So definitely think about that if you are looking for ideas.
awesome. All right, well, that's all we have. So go make it a great week, guys. Bye.
Very much.
Bye.